Hello, everybody.
Hello. Today we are on a mission.
Oh.
Mission Red Planet. Mission to Mars, I want to say, but it's Mission Red Planet.
Yeah, you do want to say Mission to Mars all the time, to be fair.
Let's play Mission to Mars.
After the movie, obviously.
This is 2 to 6 players. Obviously, we're playing it as a 2. Fantasy flight games, area control, and hand management.
Yeah, this is a really simple game to get your head around. Let's explain quickly how it plays, and then we'll have a little chat about it. I say quickly how it's played. It does actually explain quite kind of in depth because there's a lot going on, but it's very simple to pick up.
Yeah, it seemed a bit complicated when you were explaining it to me, but okay, as soon as you start to play it, oh, I get it.
So basically, you've got Mars, sort of round planet
That's
here.
The board. I like the board being
and that's
Mars.
kind of like you put it just a jigsaw it together.
Yeah.
And there are various areas on Mars, and you populate those with a face-down token, which is a mineral type. So you shuffle those up and place them out on every area of Mars, and also Phobos is the little moon. You put one on there as well. And the idea of the game is that you've got a big pile of astronauts, and you're trying to get them onto these various areas, and it's area majority. The player who's got the most astronauts in a certain area every given scoring round gets a certain number of points, and the number of points are relative to these face-down tokens that you place down. When you first land there, you flip it over and that reveals what sort of element it is. I can't remember what they are, very weird names. But let's say it's kind of diamonds and emeralds and...
Well, ice is one of them.
Yeah, true. Good point.
It's called ice.
Yeah, it's a very hard word for me to remember.
The other two are like, but it's not that. It's like that. It's like that.
We call it pink rock because it looks like candy. Anyway, so... no, I don't think got anything on there. But... hair on my mouth. That dog gets everywhere. So you reveal these things, and obviously then that kind of tells you that those areas are mining that element, and those elements are worth 1, 2, or 3 points per token, if you like, when you get to the scoring range.
And increase it in each round as well, don't they?
Yeah.
More and more valuable.
So you could be mining an area of, I think ice was 1 point, mining an area of ice, and each time you win that, you get 1 point for the kind of majority or whatever. Whereas you might be mining the chrysanthemums.
Pink rock.
Like it. And they might be worth 3 points, so when you mine those, you get 3 points per scoring round, that kind of thing. So some are more valuable than others, but obviously you tend to fight over those more, so you might get less of a fight if you go for a smaller thing. But anyway,
in addition to that, you've also got missions that you have to.
Yeah, that's true.
That can change what you want.
What you're aiming for.
After.
Yeah.
Yes, different zones and stuff.
So you populate these areas, and then you're trying to get your astronauts onto those areas by.
How do you get them to Mars?
I shall tell you. You get them there by placing them on rocket ships and launching them up and landing them.
Sounds simple.
So each, there are 2 rocket ships if you're playing a 2-player game, so it's the number of rocket ships equal to the number of players. Oh, actually, yes, to be fair, you're very right. Yeah, I'd say there are a number of rocket ships equal to the number of players, but in a 2-player game you play a couple of neutral players.
People.
You play one each, yes.
We're actually in charge of 2, aren't we?
Yeah.
Ours and then a neutral player.
That's right, so there are 4 teams going and fighting, but you're in charge of yours as a main, and then the second one you kind of control it really in your advantage, but they play in the same way. So if you want to area control her area, you do it with yours and theirs, kind of thing. Yeah, and she does the same.
Better to them, the neutral team, to win than him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you have that kind of, it's a nice little kind of twist to it, and makes it easier to play a 2-player game, I guess. And you get your astronauts onto the rocket ships by playing cards, and I've got the cards out here because I wanted to. I mean, I'll put them up on the screen as well, but I wanted to remember what they all are, because you've got a hand of cards, and these are numbered 1 to 9, and you select which card you're going to play. They've all got different powers, and they're identified, obviously, femme fatale, saboteur, secret agent, explorer, that kind of thing. So they're all labelled thematically, all very nice. The artwork's superb. But you choose one of these cards, and that will be your action for this round. And there are 10, or was it 11? 10 rounds. 10 rounds, and then a couple of little scoring rounds at the end. There are 10 rounds in the game, so you will only play kind of like 10 cards over the course of the round. And what you do, so you select your card. You've got my face down card. Bear's got her face down card. And obviously you do it for the other 2 players if you're playing as a 2-player. And then somebody says, whoever's the first player on that round.
Do it right now.
You say 9, 9, 9, 8.
Why do you say 10?
7. I don't know.
T minus 10.
There's not a 10 card. Anyway, so, and whenever you say, whenever the first player announces like 10, 9, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whenever they say the number that you've got in your hand, so I've got number 6 in this case, 6. Yes, I've got 6. So you play your card. So on, for instance,
basically,
number 6.
You're doing it in the order of the countdown.
Yeah.
And I think the powers on the cards are
more
powerful
the lower you get,
the lower numbers. So it's balanced.
Well, yeah, exactly. And there, you've got
some play first, but you don't want to play your less powerful card.
Yeah, sometimes the cards lower down 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1s. Can you say it? 3, 4, 3, 2, 1s kind of thing. Are they're a little bit dependent on what's happening in the other kind of sections of 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So you might be sort of holding on to something and you can't actually do it. It's what you wanted to do because it's kind of been snookered by someone else. Yeah. So for instance, I played my number 6 when you got to number 6, say, and it says place a total of 2 astronauts in 2 different docked ships, docked being they're still on the ground, and force 1 ship that is not full to launch. So you could force, say, Bear's stocking up a ship that he wants to send to a certain area on Mars.
I'm waiting on with my number 5 card.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to load them on, and I would put my number 6 down and launch it early. She's like, damn it. so that's how, and when you've played it, that's down for good then. That card won't be played again until you've played the number 9 card, which allows you to pick up your deck again and go through it again. And that is the kind of crux of the game, and there's a lot of take that in that. So each ship has a number on it, which is the maximum number of astronauts that it will take. So each ship has a number on it that does that, and it also has a location that it's going to.
It has to launch when it's the sponsor's full of it. Has to launch.
That's right. Away. Yeah. So if it's 3 astronauts and it gets 3 on it, it launches. So it's off of the dock basically.
It's in flight.
Yeah. Kind of. There's a round sequence. So you play your cards, you launch ships, you land ships, you do area majority changes and stuff like that. So there's a sequence that you go through. Very simple. But you do things in that order. So sometimes you will launch a ship with all your men on it and you're off to where you want them to go, and then the other player will launch a saboteur that allows you to explode a ship in flight.
Or you can change the name.
Or you can change the destination of where it's going. Yeah, so you can send them to. Very sneaky,
That's
very
nice
take that.
move.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like to do that one.
And that is kind of how the game plays, very simply. So you play your card to get your men onto the ship and or launch it and or land it. And then the other player tries to either change that for
I
you
like to destroy ships as well. I don't think you can destroy it in flight, but I think
yeah, you can.
destroy
There's
them
one. There's
dock.
one. No, there's one. I'm sure it is. I'll read them out in a second. Actually, we go through them quickly.
But I like to destroy a docked one.
Yeah. So very, very good. And changing the destination is really sneaky as well. So that's where it kind of comes. This thing where you're trying to decide, do I want to fill that ship up and launch it now, or do I just want to launch it? Do I want to, and they're all dependent on which card it is and which sequence and what's going to happen. Very, very
I like
cleverly
that. It
worked
reminds
out.
me a bit of the Imhotep game we've played, where it's a bit like you can launch.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for something, and then somebody else screws you over.
I can take you somewhere else.
It's really,
that's quite good.
Really fun. Like yeah, very good.
Especially when I'm winning at it.
And then there are, I think it's round 5. Yeah, after round 5, after round 8, and after round 10, you do these area majority scoring things. So whoever's in charge of that area at that point, you score and get your little tokens that are relative to the 1, 2, 3 value of jewels that you're digging up.
And you get action cards as well.
So there are 3. Yeah, there are 3: action,
discovery,
and mission cards. So at the beginning of the game, you get 2 mission cards. You kind of look at them, choose one, and then discard the other. But throughout the game, you can get more mission cards, and the mission cards are just basically like bonus end point game.
If you control these points. 2 zones in Mars, you get 6 points.
Yeah, if you've got 10 dead people in the dead zone, you get 1 point for each one, things like that. So there's this kind of, what's it called? The memorial, yeah, space memorial. It's like a little area of space. Every time someone gets killed, they just every time they get killed, they go in there. And so there are a couple of cards that allow you to bring them back from there. A couple of cards that let you score because they're there, things like that. So mission cards where you get end game bonuses. And you can get those throughout the game. There are a couple of, I can't remember which one, but again we'll go through it in a second, where you can draw a card from the discovery deck. What's it called? Action.
You can draw one from the pile, or you can look.
I forgot what it's called now.
You can look at mission.
No, the actual deck itself, which comprises the event. Thank you. The event. I don't know if I'm thanking to my brain there.
Thank you, brain.
Thank you for.
Like Homer Simpson. Thank you, brain.
So there's a couple of cards that you can play that say draw an event card. So when you draw that, it's either one of these mission cards, so you can keep that for end game scoring, or a discovery card, which is it allows you to change something to do with a certain area on
zone.
Mars. Yeah. So, for instance, it might say remove all the tokens from this area and don't add any more.
Yeah, it's not always a positive change, is it?
No, sometimes it's quite sneaky. And so, and these come in just after that round 10. You action these discovery cards, and basically, so what you do, you look at it and think, ooh, that's a really nasty one to play on Bear's area there, and so you just tuck it under that area of Mars, and that becomes. Just before we do the end game scoring, that thing gets activated, and so it could be like taking points off. It could say you can't score anymore for any of these colours, whatever, all sorts of weird things. So there are discoveries, and then the other one is action. And there are things that you can do at certain points in the game.
And
so
last time we played this, I had an action card that really helped me because I was getting all the ice, which is 1 point, and you were getting all the 3s and the 2s, and I had one that said, if you've got the majority of ice, you get 9 bonus points.
Yeah.
That.
So you kind of just play, yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's really good. I think it was a mission card, not an action card, though, wasn't it? But
no, I think it was an action card.
Was it?
It was like an end one
when you play it. But anyway, yeah. So all these different sort of things that and they're very, very varied. You shuffle those together, and you can obviously just draw them at random points when you take this card. It allows you to do that. So basically, that's it. And the 3 scoring rounds get you your points, and then the one with the most points at the end wins. And then obviously do your end game scoring missions and things like that. Yeah. Very, very straightforward. Very simple. I'll just quickly go through the cards. What they do, I won't read them out completely with all the sort of flavour text and stuff. But number 1, for instance, place 2 astronauts and place a destination token on a ship, so you can change. You can change it as the pilot. The soldier, place an astronaut and kill an astronaut on Phobos, or that's one of the areas, or Mars, and move 3 of your astronauts on Phobos to any zone.
Phobos card, isn't it? The separate moon.
Number 3, the travel agent. Place 3 astronauts in the same dock ship. If there's not a dock ship with 3 astronaut spaces, that's completely wasted.
I like how the actions are thematic to the person. Like the pilot can change the destination.
Yeah, femme fatale, for instance. Femme fatale. Place 1 astronaut in a dock ship and 1 zone or ship where you have at least 1 astronaut. Replace an opponent's astronaut with 1 of your astronauts. Very nice. So you can swap one out. And when you replace, they go to the dead zone. Yeah. Saboteur, place an astronaut in a dock ship and destroy a docked ship. So that's very good. You can blow someone's ship up. Secret agent, number 6, place a total of 2 astronauts in 2 different dock ships and force that a ship that is not full to launch. Very nice. Secret agent. Number 7, scientist, place a total of 2 astronauts in 1 or 2 dock ships and either draw an event card or look at a discovery card that's already out there. Very helpful.
That's good.
Number 8, an explorer, place 1 astronaut in a dock ship and move 3 astronauts on Mars, so you can move
Hence why it's an explorer, because they're exploring the planet.
Obviously that's an early card to play. You move your astronauts around
and try for a high card, isn't
it is, yeah. But of course then somebody can say, oh, okay, they've just changed the majority on Mars, I'm going to move my men later on in that hand. And then this is the number 9, the recruiter, place 1 astronaut on a dock ship and return all the cards that you've played to your hand.
Recruiting all the people
so
back.
that's quite good that you can kind of get, if you think, oh, I need that card number 4 again. So you can play the number 9, still get to place an astronaut on a ship, but then you get to pick up all your cards and you get back to
very well.
Really nice.
Cards,
really nice balance of play and mechanics and the way that it all works out.
I like the cards, they're all different colours depending on your
depending on the backs, so they're all at the edge of the front.
Nice touch.
So that's the game. Very simple. Plays 2 to 6 players, which is good.
Works very well with 2 actually, because you've got these other 2 characters as well, the neutral characters, so it's like a 4-player.
Yeah.
And it's not too complicated being in charge of the other people as well.
No, it's pretty easy to manage.
Like, oh God, who am I looking at?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to manage.
Yeah.
And even with, say then 4 players, but there was 2, it still only took 45 minutes, an hour or something like that. So it's not a long game.
And I was engaged the whole time. Sometimes when you want to play a game, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Put tea on, really.
Yeah, well, it kind of gelled well with you, didn't it? So, so let's talk about the scores then. I don't know if you thought about the score. I have on mine. We haven't discussed the scores, but I thought about it. So I'm happy to go first, if you like.
Yes, please.
So, as a product, Fantasy Flight, obviously, top notch.
Have you played any of them games before, Fantasy Flight?
Yeah, loads. Yeah.
Me?
Have you? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you Mansions of Madness, for instance.
Okay.
As a for instance.
Is Destiny's one?
No, it's Lucky Duck.
I like it.
Yeah, you've played a couple.
Just to compare.
But yeah, I can't think what it was. But anyway,
What do you
Really
guys
nice.
score
Yeah,
it?
really nice production. The quality of it is
Yes,
superb.
and
Really.
easy to play.
Yeah.
Not, it's got,
This is
it was
this
a
is
bit
my
AP.
sum up.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm still generalising. I'm not going to give it a score.
Stop butting in on my sum up.
It's quite AP. A little bit of AP, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Shush. But it was nice AP. It was nice AP.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Back in your box. Yeah. So very nice production. The artwork's superb. It's really nice. We haven't got. I don't think we've got another sci-fi game. Oh, actually, The Crew, but we've not played it. Weirdly.
Time Stories.
I mean, spacey.
Time Stories
Kind
is
of.
spacey.
I mean, actual, astronauts or aliens or whatever.
Oh,
We haven't got any.
okay.
We haven't got any, and I don't know why, because I love space and sci-fi in films and stuff like that and books, but it's never really appealed to me in games. Weirdly, but this one kind of appealed to me, so that's why I sort of reached out and found it, and I thought Bear would like it, and so I got it, and I have to say I'm really, really, really satisfied with this as a sci-fi type game. It feels like sci-fi. It's quite steampunky style artwork and stuff, but it kind of fits in and it works. But the actual gameplay, the style of gameplay, what you're doing, the hand management, the area control, the little twists and turns with it,
Countdown.
the take that, all of those things, they really hit home with me. So for me, this is a 9.
Woo.
I'm really, really liking this game a lot, and I'm surprised we've taken so long to
I'd
discover
like to
it.
try it as a 6
I would actually, yeah.
to see if it's complicated or
Be interesting
a
to
bit
see if your
confusing or-
family could cope with it. I don't know. It's relatively straightforward.
Give it a go.
I don't know. They don't
Good
really.
luck.
Yeah, they don't really like board games per se. So I think
Let's
this might
try
be.
it.
It might be a
I'm
bit
gonna try it.
board gamey for them. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
don't know.
Or to look at and the way it looks.
I just got a little doggy. Just spotted a little doggy.
Oh, yeah.
I will. I'm not. I do like space, but not as much as you.
That's the explorer's dog, but
Oh, okay.
you know,
It's cute.
don't know why.
If you've got 9, I'm going to come down to 8.5.
Well,
But
that's
it's still
very
good.
good. Yeah.
I still really like it, but I don't think I'm as obsessed with the space as you. I do
No,
love
granted,
it.
yeah.
I do love the space, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's 8.5, which is very good for me.
That's very good. So it's like 17 and a half.
Quick math.
Wow, that's really good. But I mean, yeah.
Well, it's a very good game.
Yeah, I really, really like it. I mean, it's a shame it doesn't play directly as a 2. You know that you have to do that hand management of the
I
other
didn't-
game.
I didn't
No, it
put
wasn't.
against
It wasn't a massive issue, but it was
Yeah.
a shame that it's not just a 2-player game, and it's almost like a
Or you bring the
cheat.
score down.
No, it's like a cheat to play a
Yeah.
4-player game as a 2. You know,
Yeah.
so that's a shame. That's why it's not a
Yeah,
10. I
I'm
guess
not
maybe.
going to bring it.
That's
Maybe.
why maybe it's not a 10. But
Maybe.
I think I'm going to take this to the board game club and get them to play as a 6.
Oh yeah, they'd all love it,
I
wouldn't
think
they?
they love it. Yeah.
I believe so.
So there we go. 17 and a half. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, 17 and a half. Mission Red
Mission
Planet.
Mars. I mean, Red Planet.
Well, there we go. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. Sorry if it was a little bit of a garbled explanation, but it
Recommended
is
to people
it's
who
quite
are
hard to
board
explain.
gamers as well. I think they would enjoy it. The theme, it helps with the any confusion. The theme brings it out.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Well,
good
there you
fun.
go. Mission Red Planet. Big, big, big thumbs up for this one. We like it. We're off to Mars. See you later.